Hello, and welcome to GC 360. I'm Deanna Hamilton.
And I'm Michael Warwick. Coming up on today's show, authorities are investigating the remains of a human body found close to 441.
And later, we saddle up with GC's equestrian team.
And then we sit down exclusively with recently re-elected SGA President Juwan Jackson. Authorities believe they know the identity of a person whose skeletal remains were found in a wooded area near the Milledgeville Walmart, but they're not disclosing the name yet. A hunter found the remains in a thick wooded area on Friday, March 5th. Baldwin County Sheriff's Captain Brad King says he is confident that the remains are from an adult white male who was around 5 foot, 7 inches tall and 145 pounds. The size is consistent with a Baldwin County resident who King said more or less disappeared in June of 2007. Authorities recovered video footage of the man entering and leaving Walmart, but he was never seen or heard from again. There was no activity on his bank account, no sightings, and no contact. The remains have been turned over to the Baldwin County Coroner's Office and then the GBI Crime Lab in Atlanta.
Turning once again to continuing the turmoil in the Milledgeville city government. Last week, we told you about the millions of city money that had disappeared. But this week, GC 360 will cover the man who found the missing money, Tripper Cook. GC 360's Will Willever brings you the story.
When Milledgeville City Manager Mary Jarrett moved $5.1 million of Milledgeville public money out of Century Bank and Trust last March, the money's whereabouts were initially kept secret from the public, at least until retired businessman and concerned citizens decided to investigate. Cook sensed that something was amiss and filed several open records requests to the county clerk to find out where the money had gone. When he examined the city's financial records, he found something rather surprising.
We are collecting money to invest in our community via SPLOST, and now we're tying it up for 5 years. And this happened to be $2,750,000 of SPLOST money.
When Cook learned of the actions of Jarrett, he sought to inform the public of what was really being done with their tax dollars. Not long afterward, Cook found himself in a very unusual situation.
So when I got in my car, it was dark. I have a little dome light. I didn't see anything. But when I got to my employer, which was an hour away, I picked up my planter that I had put in my passenger seat. Lo and behold, there was a timber rattler underneath that planter. He wasn't there when I got in the car.
Police that arrived on the scene found signs of forced entry into Cook's vehicle, meaning that the snake's appearance may not be a coincidence. Fingerprints and other forms of incriminating evidence were not found on the scene, but Cook is not convinced that the snake got inside by accident.
Retaliation is real world. It happens. It happens more frequently than you think. I didn't know that at the time.
Clearly, Cook's discoveries and subsequent whistleblowing on the location of the public's tax money have made a lot of noise in the Milledgeville community. Was the snake's appearance merely an accident, or was somebody trying to intimidate Cook and silence public discussion on the actions of the city government? The public may never know the truth. Indeed, we can only guess, while the story of the citizens' tax money only unravels further. The involvement of Tripper Cook in the city government ethics saga is only one small part of a story that has captivated Milledgeville and its residents. We at GC 360 have brought you the details, and we will continue to cover this story as long as it unfolds. For GC 360, I'm Will.
It's not a secret that poverty is a serious problem here in Baldwin County. Poor nutrition often goes along with low income, and children suffer. But now the Baldwin County School District is working on a new program aimed at giving kids healthier food choices. GC 360's Spencer Thompson has the story.
Many school children in Baldwin County do not eat a balanced diet. Like many people, children love the kinds of foods that may not be the healthiest options. However, the Baldwin County School Board is trying to change that.
It was interesting and sad at the same time. We discovered we had, I think it was around 48% of our kids do not eat a piece of fruit every day. 67% don't eat a vegetable every day.
A new wellness program is being created at Baldwin Schools that will offer students more nutritional food choices. The program is just getting started, but plans are in the works to offer additional after-school snacks, among other features. Each school in the system will develop its own version of the wellness program. Committees are meeting to work out the details. They consist of teachers, parents, students, school workers, and community representatives. Baldwin County also has made a separate change that officials hope will help promote better nutritional standards. By virtue of a change ordered by the State Board of Education, schools can no longer buy certain foods and resell them to raise money for school organizations like the PTA. Healthier food options should benefit students.
And there's been all kind of studies done, if you eat breakfast, that the kids are more alert throughout the morning and they learn more.
So, how will the new wellness program work?
We can provide to them at no cost, a healthy snack. And generally speaking, it's usually a fruit or fruit juice and like a whole grain cracker. It's usually what we have.
Better nutrition for students is expected to have side benefits.
Seems like if you got a full belly, you don't want to fight.
The new wellness program is being developed this semester for full implementation at the beginning of the 2015 to 2016 school year. We'll be following up and reporting on how it's going. For GC360, I'm Spencer Thompson.
After the break, we head to the dugout.
We'll be meeting up with GC's softball team, and we'll find out how they're doing now that we're at mid-season. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism. My friend's brother's son has autism. My neighbor's son has autism. My son has autism.
Autism is getting closer to home. Today, 1 in 68 children is diagnosed with autism. That's about a 30% increase in 2 years. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
What if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow.
My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
Welcome to GC360 Sports. I'm Cole Rogers.
I'm Kelly Miller.
And I'm KJ Sinclair. We're here to bring you all the sports news.
Head coach Maurice Smith and the Bobcats women's basketball team made it back to the Peach Belt Conference Tournament Championship game that was played on Sunday. The Bobcats suffered a 63-51 defeat, but a bright light shone on senior guard Shantiana Keys. Keys scored 17 points in the game and secured her spot as the all-time leading scorer in Georgia College women's basketball history.
Georgia College men's baseball was in action Wednesday evening as they played host to 21st ranked West Georgia. The Bobcats hit 4 home runs in the first ball game, the first of which came off the bat of Jake Sandlin in the first inning. Charlie Hecht was on the mound for GC and pitched 4 solid innings, allowing just 2 hits. The Bobcats claimed the 9-2 upset victory and will be back in action tomorrow as they host Columbus State for the annual Bobcats Against Hunger Day.
The men's golf team traveled to Valdosta, Georgia earlier this week to take part in the 2-day Southeastern Collegiate Tournament. Led by David Sullivan, who finished 7th overall at 1 under par, the team placed 7th out of 18 teams. Over spring break, the team hosts the annual Bobcat Invitational on Lake Oconee. We'll bring you our results in our next show.
Both of the nationally ranked Bobcat men's and women's tennis teams were in action as well. Both teams traveled to Hilton Head, South Carolina to take on Florida Tech. The men's team defeated Tech 6-1, and the women's team also claimed a victory of 5-1. The women's team also played Coker and defeated them 5-0.
The Georgia Military College softball team played a weekend home series against the USC Sumter. In the second game, freshman Caitlin Moore pitched a no-hitter as the Bulldogs swept the doubleheader against the Fire Ants by a combined score of 14-1. The sweep improves their record to 11-11 on the season.
Georgia College has a softball team full of talent and personality. GC 360 reporter Jennifer Jacobs explores what is behind the team's success.
The Bobcat softball team is midway through the season and they're off to a swinging start. So much so that they're in the national rankings. They've also claimed numerous individual Conference Player of the Week awards. But most of all, they've seen early success and are playing well offensively and defensively. Junior pitching ace Marissa Boyette is leading the charge.
Winning is the motivation. I mean, I got to go out there and work hard every day to get the job done. So, winning, that's the only motivation to me.
A duo of freshman sisters has also been key in the team's success. Talented and able to play multiple positions on the field, the Corsi sisters, Hannah and Holland, bring a unique chemistry to the team.
I think just knowing that we could be successful and, having our team back us up and our coaches and just, knowing that we also have each other too, and we're a great support system for each other, so that helped a lot and with our confidence and playing.
Yeah, we've known we're going to come here and play softball for, about 2 years before we actually came here. So it was always always anticipating it. When we got our opportunity, it was pretty exciting. So we just kind of took it and ran.
2013 Peach Belt Conference Coach of the Year and 5th-year head coach at Georgia College, Jamie Gradecki, is optimistic about the season. She knows that her team is full of talent and confidence.
I think that's the key word there is team, and so these have been team wins, and it's a team effort.
Gradecki also talked about the roles of the players on the field and how the team's game plan is structured.
Being able to play multiple positions gives any athlete an opportunity to play, but yeah, for us, if you hit, I'll find a place for you. So, like I said, the kids when they're hot at the plate, yeah, it's nice that they can play a couple different positions, so I can keep them in the game and keep taking advantage of it.
The Bobcats are working hard this year to improve their already impressive record. Dominant pitching and defense, combined with an offensive lineup loaded with talent, makes the Bobcats one balanced team. This is Jennifer Jacobs reporting for GC 360.
Students at Georgia College are always looking to get involved and display their talents. GC 360 reporter Carly Spear gives us an inside look at the GC equestrian team.
Georgia College's equestrian team has gone from a trot to a gallop. They recently hosted their first competitive event.
It was wonderful and terrifying, and it went well. It was scary though, because it was our first time hosting our own show, and it's kind of a blur to be honest, but it was successful. It was a good show.
The team is recognized as a student-run club, not as an official university team. There are about 15 riders. They get some support from the Student Government Association, but most expenses come out of the riders' pockets. The team competes through the Intercollegiate Horse Show Association. They focus on one of the classic forms of English riding called hunt seat equitation. Riders are judged by their good posture, soft hands, and the weight on their heels. Although that may sound difficult, most riders find the hardest thing is establishing good relationships with the horses.
A good horse and an easy horse aren't the same thing. A good horse is a horse that you can work with, and even if it does have problems, establish a relationship with, and work through their problems and your problems. And I think a good horse is a good partner.
For team members, good relations aren't just with horses.
I just love the community. Like, all the people out here are so great, and I love the coach. She is very supportive of us and helps us in any way she can.
The team practices at Idlewild Equestrian near Lake Oconee. There alone, they have about 40 horses. And for most riders, it is not just a sport, but a lifestyle.
If I am having, honestly, one of my worst weeks, the one thing that made me feel better was coming out here and getting to ride.
However, you don't have to be a pro to be on the team. A majority of the women are new to horseback riding. They are learning quickly from their coach, Carly Hunter, who trained in Switzerland.
It's fun to watch the girls grow and develop, just like it's fun to watch the horses grow and develop.
The team is only about 2 years old. They're already going all out, but still taking things one jump at a time. I'm Carly Spear, reporting for GC360.
That's it for sports this week.
Thanks for watching GC360 Sports. We'll be back with Michael and Deanna after the break.
Coming up next, Real Superheroes guided students through the art of resume writing at GC's Internship Week.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Good. Homemade noodles. Oh. Marty, stop it. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. It reminds me, I've been thinking maybe we should try a new form of birth control. I heard about this one, it's called the IUD, intrauterine device. Or we could try the patch on your arm. Actually, I think that one goes in your butt.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
What do you think then? Arm or the butt?
Thank you, dear. Well, you're very supple, just like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
A good internship can be the key to getting that first job and launching a successful career for a college graduate. Every year, Georgia College devotes a week to helping students land that killer internship. Our Sara Becker checked out this year's event.
The first week of March was Internship Week at Georgia College. ResumeCon was the most successful event. More than 350 students turned out to get help crafting their resumes. Mentors dressed up as superheroes. The program was created to assist students in acquiring internships.
Well, I'm really hoping that students maybe just start thinking about the possibilities of internships and how valuable they are for their future career goals.
In the last year, around 200 students have received internships through the GC Career Center. Throughout the week, the center had workshops on various aspects of finding internships, including navigating LinkedIn. Career Center Assistant Director Sarah Schnack said that not counting ResumeCon, the workshops attracted only 20 people, but those who attended said they found it helpful.
Well, I learned about some opportunities to find things that I wasn't aware of, certain functions on websites I've been using.
The takeaway from the week: it's never too early to start learning how to write a killer resume. This is Sara Becker reporting for GC360.
Parking spaces, a bicycle sharing program, and student fees. SGA President Juwan Jackson is starting off his second term pushing projects that he hopes will make a difference for GC students. GC 360 reporter Hillary Hunnings takes us to Jackson's future and recent past.
Newly re-elected SGA President Juwan Jackson thinks a lot about parking these days. During his first term in office, Jackson championed an expansion of parking at the depot, a project that the Board of Regents has approved.
Now that land will begin to be renovated and be able to be paved so that we can increase student parking.
But more bureaucratic steps are needed before the heavy equipment can roll in. For example, additional paperwork must be completed through the Office of Legal Affairs.
I'm pushing for it as soon as possible. I'm going to continue to stay updated and being briefed on that project until it's paved.
Parking is just one of the issues Jackson discussed in an extended interview with GC 360. He also outlined his priorities for his new term as SGA president. Jackson is pushing a bike share program and says it will debut in the fall.
But we want to try and to push more for our bike share program on campus. That's something that will be debuting in the fall. But in addition to the bike share program we have on campus, we want to look at the possibilities of adding a bike trail around Georgia College, around Milledgeville. So that's going to take working with Milledgeville and Baldwin County officials.
Another project involves renovating the Office of Fraternity and Sorority Life.
We want to utilize the area more efficiently, and we want to see more collaborations between the office with other groups on campus. So my goal is to try and have this project done by the fall, so when students get back, that they can start to utilize that service.
During his previous term, Jackson also successfully pushed for an expansion of SNAP operation to 7 days a week. That began last fall. Recently, SGA reserve money was allocated to SNAP to help fund the expanded operations.
Just this past week, we allocated money to SNAP to be able to cover the cost of gas, the cost of supplies that they need for for their operation, and also for cart covers.
Jackson sees re-election as an opportunity to further his initiatives.
So one of the good things about entering into a second term is that you don't have to stop and start. You don't have to wait until later in order to start your initiatives. You actually can get them going and started now.
This is Hillary Hunnings reporting for GC 360.
Flannery OConnor is known worldwide for her novels and short stories, but she means something very special to Milledgeville. She not only went to Georgia College, but also was a lifelong resident of the town. Now, there are some new discoveries about her. GC 360's Sara Becker takes us to Andalusia.
We're still finding artifacts from Flannery O'Connor's years after her death. Approximately 6 months ago, Andalusia operations manager April Carlson began cleaning out a utilitarian room where she discovered untouched artifacts of O'Connor's.
I had gone through some of the utilitarian stuff that had been stored in that room and got to a layer that it was obvious that had been sitting there for a very long time, hadn't been touched.
After years of being used as a general storage room in Andalusia, Carlson came across various packages addressed to O'Connor from authors seeking input for their future pieces.
It was initially being kind of used as a storage facility, a storage room. We had a couple of different places that we had things stored throughout the house. So we were consolidating a lot of that. There were a few packages from various publishers that had sent her books, for example, Farrar, Giroux, and Strauss. And they were addressed to Ms. Flannery OConnor, Milledgeville, Georgia.
Also in the room was evidence of O'Connor's paintings left with her smudges in plain sight.
It is neat seeing evidence of her paintings, for example. Her easel was in that room, so you could actually see the paint smudges.
Of the artifacts found was also a picture of St. Teresa. Being a devout Catholic, O'Connor was thought to have been influenced by St. Teresa. Andalusia was home to O'Connor for a number of years, and after decades, we continue to learn more about her every day. This is Sara Becker reporting for GC 360.
Entertainment is up next.
Magic is in the air in the form of Mark the Magic Man. We'll explain on the other side of the break.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Welcome to GC 360 Entertainment. I'm Veronica Ulisny. One Milledgeville man is out to show that magic is real, but watch out, he only seems to come out at night, as GC 360's Alex Mason found out.
It's Milledgeville's monthly First Friday celebration downtown. It's also showtime for local entertainer and magician Mark Hewlett. Hewlett is known around Georgia as Mark the Magic Man. He travels from city to city with lots of tricks up his sleeve.
He made these little foam balls just like appear out of nowhere. So it was really cool.
He also had like these coins and like he threw like a giant one up in the air and it literally like disappeared, and I thought that was really cool. I didn't know how he did it.
GC 360 was eager to see Hewlett's magic come to life. We went to a Friday night show at the Brick in downtown Milledgeville. The place was packed. People of all ages were there, not just college students. Hewlett usually brings his 15-year-old son along when he performs, and tonight was no exception.
That's one thing. Like, I have nicknames at school, Magic Man. That's just my nickname because my daddy.
Hewlett didn't always know he wanted to do magic. He attended Georgia College and then decided he wanted to do something fun. That's when he discovered his love for magic.
Got into magic actually in college, not at Georgia College. I was at another college first, and I did meet a guy there. He did a trick. I've actually got the trick right here that he showed me. This is it right here. And from this trick, it went from there, and I started doing magic. So he took me to the magic shop up in Atlanta, and from there, what I say is the magic bug bit. And I kept doing magic, and he does stuff that's not even like that now, and I still do magic. So.
Hewlett travels all around entertaining crowds with his balloon animals and card tricks. He's a magic man, a family man, and an overall great entertainer for all crowds to enjoy. I'm Alex Mason reporting for GC 360.
This year's edition of Sounds of the South will be here soon. Bands like Atlanta-based Lingo, folk rock-inspired Alex Guthrie Band, and 7-man strong indie folk rock band Family and Friends top the lineup. The festival will be held the last weekend in March at downtown bars and clubs. A total of 21 bands will perform on Friday and Saturday. New for this year is the art installments that will be featured at each scene. The artwork, which is made by students and local artists, will be auctioned out during the weekend. The money will then be donated to the Central State Hospital Redevelopment Authority. This is the 4th year that Sounds of the South will echo through Milledgeville. We need your help over spring break. Tune in at GC360 on social media and make sure to fill out our short survey. We want to know where you're going and what you will be doing. Also, make sure to send those photos and videos to gc360news@gmail.com. That's it for entertainment this week. Now, back over to Michael and Deanna.
Thanks, Veronica. That's it for us as well.
We'll be back after spring break, Thursday, March 26th, right here at 4 p.m.
Thanks for tuning in to GC360. See you next time.